Hi guys, Mr. Rain here, and this video is going to be a summary of this very difficult map. Probably the hardest thing I've had to do on the Jurassic World games 1 and 2 put together. And I'm going to go into detail of exactly what I did and what I wouldn't do if I was going to redo it. I was going to do a whole commentary playthrough after this, but it's just too brutal. I could summarize and give you tips and hints that would help you get past your playthrough. I'm never going to use the word easily in this because it's definitely not. As well as the glitching, I will get into that. If you look into the description, you will see a list of dinosaurs that I used, and the lists that are there and the totals that are there are what I had at the end when I popped 5 stars. So let's get into it. Okay guys, so for starters I'm going to explain what the map's all about. Everything is reversed. So here is a paddock, and all your buildings are now in the paddock, and the dinosaurs are the things that are roaming wild. Yeah. That is what this map is all about. Now, in each of these sections that you have, at a certain number of stars, this area will open up, and then this one will open up, and then this one will open up, and so on and so forth. So as you progress the stars, you'll get more areas to build in. Now, sorry, I've got a bit of COVID here, guys. Me and the missus woke up yesterday, so I'm sounding a bit funny. Excuse me, I do apologize, but I'll soldier through this. So just like any paddock or any park, you got to have your viewing platforms, your tour rides, and these are the tour rides are the only way you can connect this area up with the next area. So tour rides, and obviously through the whole center, they are essential, but they're also a bitch to manage, and I'll explain that in a second. So in each area that you want to have your 3 types of amenities. You want to have your guest attraction with the upgraded modules, so you don't have any duplicates, your shelter and your bathroom. And then, as you can see here, I've thrown in some of these towers. You're not always going to have space to do that, but the more appeal you have in this area, the better these shops are going to be. But as you can see here, these shops are almost, well, they're kind of just over half. And I'll explain the only way that you can actually get these to be maximum, but you won't be able to do it here. There's no way to get these full, well, that I could see over here. Okay, so, excuse me. Let's have a look at these tours. Now, the tour rides absolutely suck. They are brutal. If you ever look at the view here, the visibility, you can see over here there's a whole gap, but these guys are still kind of green, so they are going to be in view when the cars get to them. But if a little dinosaur decides to take a nap, or decides to die, or decides to do anything just on this pathway, you're going to have 50 of these cars lined up over here, and this happened a lot. You're going to have 50 cars lined up here, and then this whole area is going to be minus its visibility. Your money's going to go down, your appeal's going to go down, your money's going to go down, and everything's just going to go tits up. You have to keep such a close eye on the vehicles, and if you see a whole lot of them bunched up together, you know something's wrong. You have to go sort that out quickly because your money's just going to stop flowing. And also, not even a dinosaur could make this happen. Sometimes this car gets bumped by a dinosaur and it goes like parallel like this, or adjacent, should I say, to the road, and then it just sits there. The other cars come and bump into it over here, and the car can't move. It doesn't move. You can't select that particular car to move it. You can't do anything. You have to delete the entire track and then put the track down again, and those cars will disappear, and the whole thing will start again. It'll take a good 5-10 minutes for the cars to get back around again and the viewing ship to go up. So it is such a ball ache that they do this. The cars should be fixed on a track, like they can't be pushed off or something, because this map was an absolute brutality. Now, if you look in the top right corner, I'm 2 hours over par. Now, normally on challenge maps, I'll do them in half the par time. This one took me 2 hours over par, just to give you an idea of how difficult it is. And I hope some of the information I want to show to you now, or tell you now, is going to help you with this. Okay, so you got the first area. I've told you about the park tours. We're going to move to the next area. The park tour, you want to zigzag as much as you can. Like even here, I would do this differently. I would start it over here, and I would probably go like this way. Go all the way across. The closer that you are together to each other, the better. I mean, it's going to happen. And just to make it more even, and then you have to attach it to the next tour ride here. And then even when you attach it to the tour ride, the game's going to say to you, oh, it's not attached to anything. You have to put a path down here for that to actually be active. Then you've got your new area. And then what is so essential again in the new areas is obviously your amenities. As you can see here, these are way less. I didn't have to make these large amenities. A medium amenities here could have been more than perfect. And again, the guest attraction, the shelter, and the bathroom. Over here, I've got a couple of hotels as well squeezed in there, and then the ranger station and the paleo-medical facility. Now, these two as well, you want these. I didn't do them in all of them, and I'll explain when I get to the next one. You kind of want to have these in every single one, in every area that you're building everything here. You want to have these, because when the storm comes and you want to repair these, you're going to have to get guys from the other side of the park to come over here and repair buildings. And if there's a fence or something that's broken here, it's a mission. So essentially, and I'll give you a little bit of better information here, is you want to get your ranger station. And I'm just realizing right now, as I say this, the paleomedical is definitely not necessary in each one. Because as you can see, you have additional vehicles in the end. That's a research that comes way at the end. But I'm thinking about it right now. If I had to do this again, I would definitely not put a second paleomedical facility in there. It's just not needed. As you can see here, if you have a look at the outposts, if I do this and I take it away, you can see everything's covered. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, about 7 outposts right there. And for 2 of these vehicles, that is more than enough, because these guys are only going to get called out if there is a sick dinosaur in that area. So yes, I do not know why I had these over here, but definitely this area does not need to be here. And saying that, looking at this area I've got here, I would delete these paths here. I would move this center right against the fence over here as far as it can go, leaving enough pathway for the hotels there. Then what I would do is move everything across over here, take these toilets and this and try and squeeze them in. I'm just saying this as a maybe, and get the ranger station or the response facility this way. And even if you can do a little corner like this, just like that, and if you can get 1 T-Rex in there, or a group of Coelophysis, or any carnivore that you can fit in there with one, not a viewing platform, not a tour, with a viewing gallery. Just one of them over there, the viewing gallery will cover it all, and you'll get a lot more money in these amenities here. So definitely do that. Do not pull the paleo. Get as tight as you can to this side of the map, and try and get another carnivore area in here. But you must have a viewing platform, because the tour rides cannot come back into the fence here. So I'll show you on the next one, excuse me, what I did. So yeah, massive tip right there. So when that one opened up, the park tour goes round and stretches out to this one over here. So this is the third area, or the second area unlocked. The first one's already unlocked. So let's have a look. In this area, I had 2 major glitches here. I had this full of other things. I did not have this paddock over here. And right over here, my amenities glitched because I moved them once and then they wouldn't move. I put in 5 or 6 Megalosaurus here and it changed nothing. So thanks, Dex, for suggesting that. I deleted those, put them back down, and it seemed to have made a difference now. Look at it. It took a long time. It only went up maybe 60, 70, 80, 90, about 100 guests. It only went up with all those Megalosaurus, which is massive. Then one of these one of these park tours glitched. Glitched as in not a single guy. If I look at the visual over here, the visibility, everything over here was gone, because for some reason this tour ride was not pumping out cars. I don't know how long it was there for. I don't know how long in the game it was there for, because there's so much to do, so much to look at. I wasn't focusing on this goddamn tour ride, and I couldn't delete it. I couldn't do anything. Eventually, I deleted everything around it, the path, the fence, the track, everything, and I was able to demolish it because it wouldn't let me demolish it at all. So I was able to remedy that. And again, if you just look at your visibility every now and again, you'll see if these cars are getting stacked up. But once I repaired that and I was able to replace that, and it took about 5, 7, 8 minutes for the cars to come back around, I went up another 1 star just because of that glitch of this thing not putting out. Anyway, then this is kind of what you should aim to do on each area that opens up. It's not going to be possible on all of them, because as you can see, this area is a lot fatter than the next area over here, which is a lot thinner. So this over here, I would even consider doing... No, you know what? This is the perfect setup, because you need these carnivores in here, which are going to be separate to the herbivores outside, as you can see there. And I've got the Megalosaurus, which are absolutely awesome. And there's no comfort data on them. Because there's no comfort data on them, the only response facility is down there. So I can't put a response facility in here. There's no space. Maybe take away the power station, put that somewhere else, put that the other side. Yeah, definitely do that. Take this power station away. If you can put a response facility in with the dinosaurs, it's going to be a lot better. But again, they come in here, they do the checks, and everything's fine. And I've got a paleomedical, as you can see there, ranger team and MVU team right there. And then I've got the viewing galleries. You cannot have the tour rides, like I said, coming back into the fence. the viewing galleries are essential if you're going to do a little paddock like this. And look how small it is. And I still managed to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Megalosaurus in there, and they're completely happy. You'll have to take my word for it. But yeah, and oh wait, that's also another thing I forgot was the genetics. So the reason why they are so happy is because every dinosaur that you pump out here, well, every carnivore you pump out, let's just show you the herbivores first. Wait, where's the herbivores? The Stegosaurus. He was the last one to come out. On the genetics, on the modifications, you want to pile it on the humble trait. Take away any of the negative traits they have and then pile it on humble. If you look at the bottom, reduces the environmental needs. Also, the second one would be the tolerant, so they can overlap. But this is mainly for other species, so not good for the carnivores, but very good for the herbivores who are obviously overlapping all the time. So these two traits, humble and tolerant, are the ones you want to focus on. Humble for the environmental needs. That's going to be the carnivores, so you can have them in small areas, but as well as the herbivores, and then the tolerant trait for just the herbivores, if you will. So that is why I was able to have so many of these in a small area, because of that vital piece of information there. But again, I've got my my attraction. I've got the 3 shops, as you can see, 530, 530, 530. If you look at these, and they're on 48, 51, 51, and one of them is on 28 or 38, then you're going to need to change them around. And if one of them is on 78 and the other's on 38, then you know you need to change something on the 2 of them. They need to be kind of even Stevens for them to be visually correct. And again, I've got a hotel over there, small hotel, all I could fit, and then the bunker and the toilets again. So that is this area. Once again, we slap on the tour ride, we're going to go to the next area. Now this area is a lot thinner, so potentially, I mean, I think that's why I did this, put my response facility and paleomedical there, and then attach them to the outpost that's over there, so they could check on that every now and again. Now you're going to have a tour ride at least to actually build these buildings, because you have to connect the path up there. As you can see, I actually wanted to delete all of these and do something different with this area after I released the Stegosaurus, but I didn't have to in the end. But as you can see, these are losing me money. So this kind of thing, I mean, you have the tour ride there, but I think maybe I would build another MVU and maybe use this as the power station and the staff center, that kind of thing. Oh, bless you. My cat just sneezed. And then I do have a viewing platform here, because I did actually have the amenities. But this area here, I would change up. I would try something with it. Again, you're going to have the tour ride there, and then maybe just sacrifice one tour ride and have or just staff buildings at least in this area, not necessarily these, because you're not going to have enough appeal in here to fill those shops. So that is something I would change. Excuse me. Then the next area, we're going to go carry on, and all the way to the final area here. And this is where I wanted to do something different. So this is a much larger area. As you can see here, there are 2 large hotels, which is just necessary, and then a large one over there. I built another hatchery here, which definitely is not necessary. When it comes to the time, you could just use the one down there, but when you're releasing like 16 STRUTHIOMIMUS or Coelophysis, it takes them a long time to helicopter out, and you can't take sick dinosaurs to the med bays because all the helicopters are being used up for this. So second hatchery, I would definitely not do any more. Try and get another thing is try and get the ground as flat as possible before you build. So there's no issues with that. The flatter the ground is, the better as well. And try and hug everything you can into the corner. But when it comes to this area here, had 2 viewing galleries and the tour ride, obviously with the path connected. You're going to have your toilets, you're going to have your shelter, and then I've got the amenities here which are packed full. The only ones that were full in my whole playthrough, because I do have this back area here. And the reason why these ones aren't full, or these ones aren't full with the carnivore area, and this one is because this one here, I had the not the megala, I've got the CORNIVORES right there. CORNOTAURUS, yeah. I had him over there, as well as where's the other guy here? The MAJUNGASAURUS. Love him to bits. So these 2 work very well together. And if you look on the cohabitation, they are likes. So these guys have got 2 species in here, which is why these shops are going to be packed. But again, putting 3 of the viewing galleries right there, you can't use the tour guides to cover this area completely, and you've got an appeal of 1,800, 2,700, and 2,700, which is weird, because if you look over here, these guys are almost double the appeal. That's 4,000 appeal, 4,000, and still these shops are not full. So that baffles me tenfold now that I look at that. So in the end, guys, that is the explanation for the areas. Now, let me have a quick glance at when you start putting out dinos, your first dinos and stuff like that, you kind of have to cordon off an area like that. So if you put down your struthios in this area, you're going to put the food that they want over there with some water and stuff like that. The same with the next dinosaur, cordon off a little area like this, so when you place them, they are 100%, and do that with every dinosaur. Make a little area with the amount of food and water that they need, and then you can start just releasing them from here. You don't have to airlift them anymore, because they should gravitate towards where their buddies are, as well as where their food is. But again, it's not always the case. As you can see here, this guy, the COMPSOGNATHUS, is far away from his friends. Now, the COMPSOGNATHUS is the last dinosaurs I put out here. The only other carnivores I have in this large area with the herbivores is the COMPSOGNATHUS. And I thought, okay, let's just use this area here. They've got their sand, they've got their meat over there, but they are the most sickly and irritating dinosaurs to have. No matter how much you put on the resilience, they're always going to be sick. I had the COMPSOGNATHUS dying right here, right over here, of starvation, and their feeder is right there. So the COMPSOGNATHUS is, if you don't need it, I wouldn't use it. Again, if you look in the description, I'll give explanations why. Because if you look over here, my appeal's 255%. So, you know, I'm almost 3 times the amount of appeal that I need. I could take away all those guys and still have more than enough appeal. And if you look at the bottom in the middle, I've got my species target of 14 or 14. And if you take away the coeliac or the COMPSOGNATHUS at least, sure, you're going to get a slight penalty there, but your appeal is going to be way more than you need. The difficult part is on the top left, getting your income per minute. That is what's difficult. So if you take away the COMPSOGNATHUS here, you replace it with something else that's less irritating to deal with. And like over here, you've got a GALLIMIMUS who's lonely. He's wandered off way away from his buddies. And again, you can trank and put them to where their buddies are, but in the end, you just ignore them. Unless they're getting low health, ignore them. But if you've got like an APATOSAURUS or a BRACHIOSAURUS that he's wandered out, which one of my APATOSAURUS is sick all the time, always. He's totally 100% perfect there, as you can see, but he is dying pretty much. So again, glitch. There's no indication of needing to. There's no health issue. There's no sickness saying you have to fix an area. It just says bracketing poisoning. Vulnerabilities is bracketing poisoning. He doesn't even have it. So yeah, there are a couple of bugs in the game still that are doing that. But in the end, it took me, like I said, 2 hours over par to get this. And I was going to do a commentary playthrough, but no thanks. I'm not doing this again. I feel if I'd watched a video on everything I just explained, I would have been able to do this a lot quicker. The biggest points being when you get to the ability to have multiple MVUs, then do it. When you have the ability to get multiple ranger vehicles, as you can see there, additional ranger team, do it, because you're going to need it. You're going to need, as you can see, I have this entire area covered, like I showed before, with the outposts, entire area covered. But if you look how many guys still need stasis checked. The cars are busy all the time. There is an upgrade which I ended up not doing because it just seemed like a waste, even though I probably would do it now because I got 7 million, is the auto fill up. And this just, you know, prevents you from having to go over here and saying refill the stock. That's all it is. It'll do that automatically, but it takes up a slot over here. And I would much rather have the advanced scanners and their additional ranger team and just do this myself. That's the only reason why I did that, because it's not a mission, you know, it's not an issue to do that. Yeah, I think I've covered it all. Just watch out for those glitches. And yeah, guys, if you have any questions at all, just ask me. Thanks to, let me just have a quick shout out to my buddies that helped me here. We've got Shep, who helped me a lot on this, and Dexy. Thank you so much for your help, guys. Also got all the members of my Jurassic World Discord group. If you want to join that, guys, just email me from the description. I can send you a link to join that. It's such fun if you love this game. You're chilling for the weekend. You share pictures and glitches and stuff like that. And yeah, if you want to join that, just email me from the description, mrrain2018@gmail.com, and I can send you a link. One last thing, if you are on this map, ISLA SORNA, if you come to this last area over here, I put a video up last night of it. I'm going to start zooming in, and you can tell me when you see the Easter egg. You see it right there? This is the paraglider from the, what's his name? The Paul Kirby's son and his ex-wife. They go to the island, you know, with Sam Neill. And that is the paraglider that they use a couple of times in the movie that his buddy uses as well. But that's the one that the new husband and the Paul Kirby's son they come flying in on. No boat though. I didn't look if there was an Easter egg for a boat that crashed. That's interesting. Look at all this lovely area I would love to have built down there. I'm just going to have a quick look for... Oh, is that a boat? Be a boat. You see that little thing in the ocean there? I can't get to it though. No, I don't know what that is. But I didn't look for a boat last time. I don't think there's going to be one. That would be pretty cool. It would need to be on the rocks here, wouldn't it? Okay, guys, I think that covers it all. Again, if you have any questions, just ask me, guys. I'm always going to reply. And if you want to join the Discord, just hit me up in email, and I'm going to send you a link. So, guys, if you are enjoying the content, smash that like button for me. I'm going to start the next map immediately to see how brutal that is. And again, this was going to be my practice run, but considering how difficult the map is, it's done now, and I've given all the information I can. So, yeah, smash the like button for me, guys, if you are enjoying the content. So, thanks for watching, and I want to catch you on the next one.